having sat on both sides, I do understand the complexity of both roles. Providing the money, making sure that you are accountable for it and wanting to get the best out of your dollar. I think then from my perspective is we have pressures on delivering services, wanting to make a change, wanting to make a difference. So it's about how do you make that marriage work and come together. That's probably the bit for me, yes. If I receive a grant and I know that we are going to be able to make deliver what we said we could for no matter whatever reasons, I pretty much quickly ring the funder because I think it's always better to have that conversation up front, or how can you change the project so it fits more in line with what you've discovered along the way. And I think having a grant maker that's very approachable and open to having those discussions, I think it works to the benefit of everyone. So it is that so it's building a partnership and a relationship. So you can ring up and ask to speak to a contact, have an open conversation, be pretty upfront, know that you're not going to get in trouble if you're not going to deliver what you said you would, because things change in the community. People change, needs change, demands change. So I think it's just that developing a relationship is really important. Look, I think a couple of the most challenging experiences in terms of applying for grants has been when you do have a relationship with the funder. You have been asked to provide feedback about the application and the acquittal process. You know that you're not the only one that has provided that information, yet year after year it's the same format that comes out to you. That's really frustrating. And I think the other one that I didn't mention was the small applications, and the $1,000 for the computer was a cracker basically, and it really was. There was a form to fill in, there was a midway acquittal, and there was an end acquittal. It was obviously a generic type of acquittal process, but we filled it in anyway, when truly a receipt of purchase I think would have been adequate for a $1,000 item. Depending on the amount of funds that you have to provide, I understand for $1 million grant there is a lot more work expected, but for a $5,000 or $10,000 grant, it's about recognising the busyness of usually not-for-profits that are applying for the grant, and I think streamlining both the application and the acquittal to match the amount of funds that you're delivering, and also what do you want, what do you actually want to achieve with the funds from a grant maker perspective. I think they're probably for me a couple of the key things.